And to come this close means that we have our finger on the pulse of the exhausted majority.
There are still some precincts out left to report. He trails by about 2,800 votes. Precinct after precinct in Minneapolis, where she did so strong 2 years ago, she did weaker.
That's a clear message from the voters. No one ever expected.
2-point margin must be a wake-up call for Omar.
Got 46,000 fewer votes than 2 years ago.
Been a long-time activist against gun violence, so he has been such a member of this community.
It was very exciting when he was running. Even though he lost that race, he did not lose his desire to continue the work for the community.
We will not be discouraged. America wants change.
Don and Sandra didn't need to be convinced to invest or care about North Minneapolis.
Don sees it as one Minneapolis, so how can we move forward to make things better for everyone?
I became a city council member, and I was coming from a community where we lived in constant fear and daily threat, and I was sitting on a dais of this governing body that never mentioned it. An idea came to me. Every time someone gets killed, don't go to work, stay at the site where the person was killed, find some way of showing the absolute importance of the death of a young person and that the whole city should recognize it and face it. That was what the vigils was for, to set the stage for a compassionate response.
There'd be a tent or a canopy and he would greet people from the community. But also he would have meetings with staff and people who had business before the council out there ground zero. It made other council members aware.
He wanted everyone to feel the pain that we were feeling and to understand.
Don took the time to engage his community to make sure that their voices were being heard.
Don is a humanitarian. After George Floyd, there was a lot of civil unrest, and Don created a healing space where people were actually able to come and heal.
To be willing to live in that state of unfamiliarity is the first requirement for transforming the world.
He sees the work that requires years of dedication. He's shown that he's dedicated.
He understands the problems that we're facing as a society.
He's out there for justice and doing the right things.
I want his voice representing me.
He's got some understanding of what's actually happening at the street level.
He's got my vote.
He's a born leader, the ideal person to move us forward.
In our country, we have a version of the world. We can demonstrate how conflicts can be resolved in the way we work together. We have to have a Congress that works so that we can become a beacon of opportunity, justice, and inclusion for all people. My vision for my community has never wavered. I have the same hope for America.